Johnny, we recently did a hard-hitting expose on crowd behaviour at certain sports and how we're expected to be quiet at some sports and pretty bloody rowdy at others. Oh, no doubt, Johnny, it was a fabulous episode, fabulous. Now, we've got a hell of a lot of feedback on this, Johnny, and some people are concerned that it may be not a good thing that the crowds are getting out of control, that the crowds are doing what they want at traditional sports like bloody tennis, golf and snooker. Yeah, snooker. Yeah, well, it got me thinking, Johnny. It's all very well having these party times at sports and everything. There was a lot of concern from our millions of viewers, but it sort of reminded me of a very unsavoury part of history. Like what? The fall of ancient Rome. Yes, right, yeah. Well, now you mention it, yeah, it just seems that politeness is a very human sort of civilised human behaviour that sort of separates us from fucking drunken fucking mobs and civilised people. Yeah. I mean, if you go to all these sports and they're all getting around fucking rolling around and yelling out while bloody Djokovic is trying to take a serve and they've got to ignore it, it just becomes, well, it does become like the bloody Roman bloody colosseum.
Avec des enfants, avec des gens en fauteuil. Et on a vu la bêtise humaine. En 5 minutes,
So are you saying that if we keep good-mannered around sports like tennis and golf and snooker and that sort of shit, that means we'll avoid a social collapse? Is that what you're bloody insinuating?
Every person who has an interest both in history, especially the history of the Roman Empire, and current-day political events, will certainly at times make a comparison between those two, trying to find some similarities. And everybody who is fascinated by ancient history, especially by the Roman Empire, will certainly have noticed some parallels between events that happened back then with events that are happening right now.
Yes, right, yeah.
The Romans believed their empire would be eternal, everlasting, as do we. We believe that we have learned from our past mistakes and that now we are much smarter than people back then.
And I've said it before, Johnny, the US itself seems to be just bloody fallen into the ancient Roman trap, where you have outrageous debt and you just do what you want and you're spending all your money on the military and you're fucking forgetting about the people. I mean, the American people, there shouldn't be anyone in America without a house.
Homes built by the United States by decade. You know, look at all the houses they used to build in the 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990, 2000, and then it stopped.
You know, they're living in a society where people will shoot you down for a pair of shoes or for a jacket or because they're annoyed at your driving.
Massive increase of Chinese national military-age men, well-funded, by the way, coming, across the Darien Gap and through our border.
Yes.
He says U.S. debt endangers global security. And this debt is humongous.
I mean, they've been the wealthiest country for a bloody 100 years or more. And who's getting all the bloody money? How is that bloody?
America's economy is approaching a critical tipping point.
We do need to raise the debt ceiling to avoid economic calamity.
The old teachings were suddenly treated as heretic. Old authors were not copied anymore, their teachings discarded if they did not adhere to the new codex of Christianity.
Holy shit! So in summing up, Johnny, I think that we're heading down the shithole slope. Right, yeah. In becoming a bunch of drunken bloody buffoons. Well, who would bloody know? And it's all just part of being a fucking modern society. Well, I don't bloody agree with that.
Did you see this, Alma?